Good morning, students. Myself, Deena Pujara from Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the exception handling with else, finally, block and how to handle the multiple exceptions in single except blocks. First of all, do revisions. What is exception? Exception is nothing but whenever the errors that can generate at runtime, so the Python interpreter is not come out from the program, but instead of that we can handle that error is called the exceptions. Errors, we can say that it is syntax error, logical error, parsing error, any error that is generated during the execution of the programs. Suppose we are taking one example. If we are reading the data from the file and if that particular file is not available at that locations, so the Python interpreter can generate the error like file is not found. So instead of the Python can come out from the programs, we can print the appropriate message by the exception handling in Python. So whenever this type of the runtime errors occur, the Python can create an exception objects. If that particular exception is not handling properly, then what happens? It will print that the particular error will come in that particular line. So we can make our program more robust by using the exception handling. Here you can see that this is our Python ideally. Here I am taking the one variable a is equal to 5, b is equal to 0. So here if I want to do the divide operations, all of you know that if any number is divided by the 0, then obviously the divided by 0 division error will come. So it will be come in the red part. Python interpreter can also show in which file, in which particular line number the error is generated. Everything is given by the Python interpreter. So what happens? In which particular line the error is coming, so Python interpreter is not executing the rest of the codes. So we can solve this problem in Python by using the exception handling. Here you can see that a is equal to 5, b is equal to 0. So result is equal to a divide b. So whenever this is executed, the 0 division error will come. So in Python, if we want to handle the exceptions, then we can use the try and the except statements. Now, what the try block contains and what the except block contains. So, in try block, the try block that contains the code that throws the exceptions, means whatever our logic, whatever is the expression or the statements that if we want to write down in Python program, that we have to write down into the try block. And if that exception occurs in the code that is write down in the try block, then that code in the except block is executed. Means during the execution of the try block, if any exception raised, then it is handled by the except block. And if no errors occurs, then the code in the except blocks doesn't execute. Let us understand it with the help of the examples. Now this is the Python program in which we are performing the divisions of the number. If there is an error during the execution of the try blocks, then it will be handled by the except. Here you can see that I am taking the two numbers from the users. A is equal to integer, in the bracket by the input functions we are taking two numbers from the user. So first number is A, second number is B. In the try block I am doing the division operations. So RES is equal to A divided B, and whatever is the result, that is print by using the print result RES. So if during the execution of the programs, if I am giving the float value, if I am giving the value of 0, if any exception is occur, then if the exception is occur, then it is directly jump into the except block. So if the error is not generated in the try blocks, the whatever is the code that we have to write down in the except blocks, that is not executed. And after that, if we want to print the any message, that message is printed at the end of the programs. So these except blocks can handle any type of the exceptions that is raised into the try block. Now we will understand the nested try block. What is the nested try blocks? That means try within a try. So in try block we are adding another try except blocks. Here you can see that I am taking the numerator and the denominator, two values from the users, num and den. In the try blocks, same way, in the previous we are taking the A divided B, but in these examples what we will take? We will take the numerator and denominator. And if any user is giving the number 0, then that exception is raised into the print divide by 0 errors. So here you can see that in this it is giving the errors, but with the file name, line numbers and everything. So by using the exception handling, here we will print the appropriate message. Means the user can give its own error message by the exception handling. So this is the first exceptions. Now what is the second exceptions? In one program it is also happen that we are handling the many exceptions. If any user is not giving the appropriate input, then we can also handle it here. You can see that the except blocks. So this is the try and this is the except of this try, and this is the except block of this try. So in the except blocks, what we have to write down? That print invalid inputs. And after at the end of the program, if we want to print any message, that we have to write down. So here we can understand that we can also implement the try within a try. So second thing, we can also print the message that is generated by the systems by using the sys.exe_info methods. So here you can see that the program is same as that we previously discussed, but instead of that, if we want to print the message that is generated by the systems, so what we have to given here? Print sys.exec. So sys is my object dot execute underscore info. It is just as what? It is just as the method, and here I am passing the argument, the zeroth argument. That means whatever is the message that is generated by the system during the execution of the programs, that is printed here. Now let us discuss that try statements can also have the multiple exceptions. So we can also handle the multiple exceptions by using the try and the except blocks. So let us we discuss how can we do that. Here you can see that the same program in the try block we are taking the two numbers from the users. In the result we divide the numerator by the denominator. If the exception that is related with the value error, that means if you are not giving the valid input, then in the try blocks, whenever the invalid input related error is there, it is going into these except blocks. If there is an error that is related with the zero division, then it is going into this except block. So it is also possible that one try has many except blocks. It will check which particular types of error is generated. So according to that, it is going into that except blocks and the appropriate message is printed. Now here you can see that the same programs, but here I am giving the three except blocks. One except blocks that is related with the input errors. Means if we are taking the numbers into the integers, but if any user is giving the characters, it is giving the float values, it is inserting the special characters, so it is going into the value error except blocks. If there is an error related with the type, with the data type related errors, it is going into these blocks. If any user is giving the value 0, then zero division error will come. Okay, so here we are handling the multiple exceptions in one try blocks. Next, we can also put the multiple exceptions into a one single except blocks by using the parenthesis. So how can we do it? Let us do with one examples. Here you can see that I am taking the two numbers from the users, A and B. A is equal to first number that I am taking, B is equal to the second number that I am taking. Sum is equal to A plus B. Here I am doing the addition of two numbers. Now here what is this? A is equal to integer A. Here I am doing the typecasting. Converted the characters into the integers. So whatever is the sum that I am printing error. So if the any error that is come during the additions, so it is going into the except blocks. In these except blocks I am adding the value error and type error. So if both of these types of the error, it is going into these except blocks. So here in the previous example we can see that I am giving the value error and the type error, but into the different except blocks. But in these examples you can see that I am adding the value error and the type error into the one except blocks. Okay, here I am giving the zero division error into the another except blocks. So we can also merge the more than one exception into the one block. Now in this example you can see that the number is divided by the denominator. But here what we will do, we are handling the inbuilt exceptions. Means invalid input, zero divided error. But it may be also happen that suppose if I want to give the particular conditions that the value of numerator and the denominator that must be into the range of 0 to 10, 10 to 20. So how can we do it? We can do it by raising exceptions. Let us see how to raise the exceptions by giving the user conditions in Python. Here you can see that in the try block, print enter marks means we are taking the input from the users. Now marks is equal to integer input. Input is the method through which we are taking input from the users, and here integer is the typecastings. Now here if the user want to give the conditions that the marks must be between 0 to 100, how can we do it? And if it is not between 0 to 100, we want to raise our own exceptions. So here how can we do that? So here you can see that if marks less than 0 or marks greater than 100. So if user is taking input from the users, and if the value of marks is between 0 to 100, then what happens? It will take the input. But if it is less than 0 and greater than 100, then it will raise the value error. So here user is giving the condition. You can also give your own conditions, like that if the value of temperature is must be between 0 to 50. So we can write down the conditions in the if block, and we can also raise the exception. So if in this program, if the value of marks is 0 to 100, then here we are raising the exceptions. So it is going into the except block, and whatever is the message that we want to print, here I am printing the message input is out of range. So that in this way we are raising the exceptions. Now in the given program, we will understand that in this program we are having the functions. In function I can also write down the try and the except blocks, and we can also write down the try and the except blocks into our main programs. So the same way here I am also raising the exceptions, means by giving the conditions we can raise the exception in the Python. Now most important is finally. We can also give the try and except with finally. Now what is finally? Suppose if we want to run some codes at the end of the try and the except blocks. So the final is the statements that is placed at the end of the try and the except statements. Like simply we can say that the program that is related with the file. So we are opening a file. In the try block we are doing the operations with the file, but at the end of the programs, if we want to close the file, then in the final statements, whatever is the message, whatever is the statements that we finally write down at the end of the operations, that we have to write down into the finally blocks. So code within a finally statements that is always run after the execution of the try and the except. Let us understand with the help of the example. So we will understand it better. Here I am taking the two input A and B. Now result is equal to A divide B. So in the two except blocks, in one except blocks I am handling value error and type error, and in the second except blocks we are handling the zero division error. So after the end of the except blocks, if I want to print certain message, means at the end of the try and except finally block is must be executed by the Python interpreter. So if I want to print the certain message like end of the programs, like these codes will run no matters, but if I want to print this message. Okay, so we can write down the message into the finally block, and the finally block is executed at the end of the try and the except blocks. Here you can see that output of these programs. Here I am giving two numbers 4 and 2. So what is the result? 2.0. So at the end of executions, this code will run no matter what. Here you can see that 4 divided 8. So what is that? It is invalid input error, but after also that this code is executed. So from the program you can understand that at the end of try and except block, finally block is must be executed by the program. Next, whatever is the code that we have to write down in the final statements that is executed, but that is not depending on any except block. It is not necessary that whether the except block is executed or not, but final block is executed at last. Now, next topic is how can we create the user defined exceptions. Means if we want to create our own exceptions, then how can we do it? So if we want to create the user defined exceptions, first of all we have to raise the exceptions. We are checking the conditions and which particular exceptions that we want to execute at that time, that the programmer first of all decided it. So in today's lecture what we will study? We will study about the try except blocks, try except finally, how to raise the exceptions. Okay, so all the students go through with all the contents and the material that is given to you. In the next lecture we will discuss about the user defined exceptions and also do the programs in Python IDLE, that how to create the user defined exceptions and how can we give our conditions in exceptions so that we can print our own messages. Goodbye, take care.